Let's get ready to story!
All right. Please welcome, currently serving as a staff writer at The Weekender. Does he know who you are yet? Maybe?
He's the editor.
He's now the editor? I didn't read ahead of that. How about Richie just come on up here? Let's go.
Back to back.
I don't really want to follow that.
A lot of people here who know me might not believe this, but at one point in my life, I was actually a really shy, quiet nerd. I know, shy. And the reason for that, it could probably be traced back to when I was at St. Patrick's School, which is now All Saints Academy. Because at Catholic school, they don't exactly want you to be yourself. They don't want you to express who you are. They want to kind of put you in a little line. And so I was surrounded by these kids who were these nasty little hypocrites who would say, you know, oh, Jesus loves everyone to the teacher, and then turn around and go, what are you looking at, faggot? And it was constant. It was constant. I was harassed all the time. So I would do anything to try and get kids to like me. I would tell my parents, I beg them, please buy me a pair of really cool Nike sneakers, and then I'll look like everybody else, and then they'll like me. And that didn't work. And I would try loaning my pencils to people or opening doors, just being a nice guy. That didn't work. So I thought, if I could somehow make people laugh or I could entertain people in some way, that would make them like me. So I wanted to get into acting really bad, but I don't know exactly where the tuition money goes, but we didn't have a theater program or a music program or any of the arts. And basically, if you didn't pray and play basketball, you were absolutely worthless to the school. So essentially, all we had left was show choir, which I don't know if you know about this. Or this is a made-up term, I assume. Show choir was a bunch of kids standing on bleachers singing show tunes miserably. That's what show choir was. So I joined show choir thinking that maybe somehow I would get some kind of cool part or something. So one day, it came up that we were going to do the Phantom of the Opera. And I love the Phantom of the Opera. Probably another reason why I had no friends. I love musicals. So I couldn't wait to do this. So I'm going to get the mask and the cape, and and he didn't have any lines because there was no acting in this. Essentially, it was some girl singing, and then the Phantom comes up, and he goes whoa, and he goes off the stage, and that was it. That was the whole thing. So it was really hard for me to talk to anyone, but I begged this teacher. I said, please let me be the Phantom. I really want this so bad. So the next week comes, and sure enough, who gets the part but the nicest looking, richest, nastiest kid in the class, who's already the basketball star. He doesn't even want to do it, but they give it to him instead. So for once in my life, I stood up for myself and I said, I'm done with this. No more show choir, and I quit. So it didn't really solve anything, but I felt a little bit better about it. The one person that I really identified with in the school was this guy named John. John was amazing. He was the janitor, the bus driver, the music teacher, and the piano player for the church and for all of these little shows that we did. And again, where did the tuition money go that this one guy had to do everything? But because he was actually working and he was a nice guy, he was the nicest guy there, he loved me. So we would always stop and chat and stuff. He was always getting berated by, we had this really nasty old nun who was the principal, who would just be so, she had an Adam's apple bigger than Ann Coulter's. It was just disgusting. And she would just berate this poor guy. So we got along great because we were both treated like that. So it turned out the next year he was the teacher, and he set up a nativity scene outside in December. And I wanted to be a part of it just because he was a part of it. And he asked me to be Joseph, and I was thrilled. I didn't even believe in this stuff, but I really want to be Joseph. So he put the spirit gum beard on me, and I stood out in the freezing cold with the most popular girl in school was Mary, and this little baby. I don't know where they got this baby to stand out in the freezing cold, but whatever. So, I guess, like buying a baby from someone. So afterwards, I worked up the courage, and I walked up to the girl who played Mary, and I said, "Good job," and she said, "Huh," and walked away. That was the kind of response but it didn't matter to me because I got to finally do something. That meant the world to me. So fast forward a couple years, I got to choose where I went to high school, so of course I went to West Side. And I loved West Side. I had a great experience there. I immediately joined the drama club. I love drama club. So all 4 years I was in all the plays. I worked my way up, and eventually I got to be Henry Higgins in My Fair Lady. So I got the big role. I did. I prepared so much for it. I worked on my English accent and everything. The night of the show went great. Everyone loved it. Everyone thought it was wonderful. People couldn't stop talking about it for months afterwards. I felt like I'd finally been someone. I didn't have to pretend to be a character or something like that for people to like me. They just liked me. So I walk off the stage that night, and the first person I see is John. I didn't know he was going to be there. And he walked right up to me, and it had been years since I seen him. I had no idea. And he walked up to me, and he said, "Good job." And I looked at him, and I didn't say, "Huh." I said, "Thank you." And I meant that in more ways than one. And I didn't even have to do a voice to thank him for that moment. Thank you.